Yesterday, we focused day 19 on the blessings and the joy because we could start recognizing the blessings. Today, day 20, the 33 days to morning glory. In this morning reflection, I want to focus a little something different, which is the seriousness of the covenant we're about to take. In this particular covenant, and I'm going to read it directly from the 33 days to morning glory, is understanding the difference between the contract and a covenant. And I work with contracts all days, and a contract is that you're going to exchange a particular property, a form of good and services. Basically, this is mine, this is yours, I'll exchange it. In a covenant, it's more of I am yours, you are mine, an exchange of persons. So think of the sacrament of matrimony, the covenant, the vow of marriage to be for richer or for poorer, for sickness, for health, the good, the bad. So something I have certainly experienced from a covenant standpoint. And when you talk about it at a high level, it's almost in the sense of, I guess, these obligations and these certain rights. When you live it pastorally, when you live it faithfully, then, there's a point where law isn't really law, where it's not about the right of a person or the obligation because it's just who you are. So you become a person, and in becoming a person, you actually are fulfilling an obligation. But it's not because you're obliged to. It's because you love to. It is a part of your being. It is a part of all who you are. So with this, St. Mother Teresa starts with saying this. She says, moved by an ardent desire to live in the closest union with you possible in this life, so as to more surely and fully arrive at union with your Son. So we're talking about the Blessed Mother Mary. I hereby pledge to live the Spirit in terms of the following covenant of consecration as faithfully and generously as I am able. And as she gets into this, she kind of goes over what Mary's duties are and then our duties. So I am going to read these and then just quickly talk about them. First, Mary's duty and then our duty. So to give of her spirit and heart. So that's the whole lend your heart, Mary. And then our duty, total gift of all I have and am. To possess, protect, and transform me. Ours, total dependence on her. Her, to inspire, guide, and enlighten me, a responsiveness to her spirit. To share her experience of prayer and praise, a faithfulness to prayer. Responsibility for my sanctification, trust in her intercession. Responsibility for all that befalls me, accept all as coming from her. To share with me her virtues, imitate her spirit. To provide for my spiritual and material needs, constant recourse to her. Union with her heart, remembrance of her presence. To purify me in my actions, the purity of intention and self-denial. The right to dispose of me, of my prayers and intercessions and graces, the right to avail myself of her and her energies for the sake of the kingdom. And then total freedom in and around me as she pleases in all things, return to enter into her heart to share her interior life. So as you can see, we start with Mary's duties, which is to lend me your heart, and then we move over quickly to us actually being in her heart. And for us to be one with her again. So we do that so that we can get closer to Christ. And because we're doing this as a covenant, we're doing this once again as the rights and the obligations. But the more we dive deeper, the more that love is the reason, that love is the where we're heading. So why do we consecrate ourselves to Jesus through Mary? Why do we do this for God? Does it help our lives? Sure. Is it because of us? Is it a self-love in that sense? The self-love isn't first. We're doing it, yes, there is a self-love in the sense of self-care. But why do we do that? We do that because God loves us, and we respond with our love to God. And so we are trying to find and utilize ways in order for us to be more in line and more understanding of that love. So once again, like in my marriage, it was, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, and all the other vows. But I can think of the times that we had less and the times that we had more. And I can think of the times where our health was great and we were on adventures and we were traveling the world, to the times the last 2 years where we couldn't travel a whole lot, although we still managed. We had experiences and did things at the botanical gardens. We were able to do that Walt Disney World trip and the Harry Potter trip. And then down to just the very last moments of Donna just being home. And so I take care of her, she took care of me. There was a mutual love, and so the same thing, we're now talking about this mutual love, this love of God, this love that pushes us forward, and why that's so important, because it's a transforming love. It's a transforming love. So, day 20, we're almost there. We are almost there. Let's think about these things very seriously. Let's prepare ourselves, because we are almost there. Let's keep doing this. God bless.